A peaceful suburban neighborhood. Birds chirping. Sun shining. Slow motion shot of a golden retriever, Max, trotting happily through a well-kept backyard, his tail wagging like a windshield wiper on full blast. Narrator calm/soothing. It was just another perfect afternoon in the life of Max, the fluffiest, friendliest, most harmless dog in the neighborhood. Close-up of Max's dopey grin as he flops onto the grass, rolling onto his back with a happy sigh. Suddenly, a sharp, shrill voice cuts through the tranquility like a knife through warm butter. Karen off-screen, screeching, "That's IT. I've had enough." Camera whips around to reveal Karen, a woman in her late 40s with a haircut that screams, "I demand to speak to your manager," storming toward the fence separating her yard from Jake's. She's clutching her phone like it's a weapon, her face twisted in outrage. Cut to Jake, a laid-back guy in his 30s, mid-sip of his iced coffee. He blinks, slowly lowering his drink as Karen jabs a finger toward Max, who is now sitting politely, head tilted in confusion. "Karen, your dog has been barking nonstop for hours. I'm reporting you." Jake glances at Max, who lets out a single, tiny boof, more of a squeak than a bark. The sheer audacity of the accusation hangs in the air like a bad smell. Jake flatly, "That's the first time he's barked all day." Karen's eye twitches. She holds up her phone, recording aggressively. Karen, dramatic whisper, "This is animal harassment. I have evidence." Cut to her phone, screen it's a video of Max, sleeping, snoring loudly. Jake stares. Max yawns. The tension is palpable. Jake, deadpan. "Wow. Truly terrifying footage. Should I call an exorcist, or?" Karen's face turns an impressive shade of tomato red. She inhales sharply, ready to unleash another verbal assault when suddenly, Max trots over to the fence, tail wagging, and drops his slobbery tennis ball at her feet. The ultimate peace offering. Silence. Even the birds stop chirping. Karen looks down at the ball like it's a live grenade. Karen muttering, "That doesn't prove anything." Max whines, nudging the ball closer with his nose. Jake folds his arms, fighting a smirk. "Jake, I think he's asking you to play Jano, like a normal person would." Karen's lips press into a thin line. The standoff is broken by the distant sound of her own Pomeranian, Princess Fluffybet, erupting into a frenzy of yaps from inside her house. The irony is thick. Asterisk cut to a close-up of Max's face. His expression somehow says, "You sure you wanna do this, Karen?" Dun dun dun. A slow-motion montage of Jake and Max living their best lives. Max chases butterflies, flops into a kiddie pool, and happily shreds a stuffed toy while Jake grills burgers in the backyard. Upbeat acoustic music plays. Narrator warm nostalgic tone. Jake and Max had a simple routine: wake up, walk, play, repeat, the perfect do until she decided to interfere. Camera pans to reveal Karen's house: pristine lawn, excessive garden gnome collection, and a nitrogen monoxide trespassing sign that looks like it was designed by a paranoid lawyer. The curtains twitch again. Cut to inside Karen's immaculately sterile living room. She sits rigidly on her couch, clutching a teacup like it's a lifeline, eyes locked on Jake's yard through the window. Her Pomeranian, Princess Fluffybutt, yaps incessantly at a leaf outside, Karen muttering to herself, "That dog is a public nuisance, a menace." Princess Fluffybutt lets out a high-pitched bark that could shatter glass. Karen doesn't react. Cut back to Jake tossing a ball for Max, who gallops after it with the grace of a drunken gazelle. He skids, crashes into a bush, and emerges with leaves stuck to his first, tail wagging. Jake laughing, "Dude, you're a disaster." Max barks one's a happy, "Yep, and proud of it." Sound. Karen's eye twitches from her window. Suddenly, her phone rings. She answers with the urgency of a spy receiving a mission briefing. Karen whisper hissing, "Hello. Yes, this is she. The barking situation has escalated." Cut to the person on the other line aboard, HOA representative. Scrolling through their phone, HOA rep flat, "Ma'am, we've had 0 other complaints." Karen, gasping, because they're afraid to speak up. That beast next door is clearly untrained. Cut to Max sitting politely as Jake wipes drool off his face with a towel. HOA rep sighing, "I'll note it in the file." Karen hangs up, scowling. She paces, then stops, eyes narrowing with determination. Dramatic zoom in on her opening her laptop and typing with aggressive keystrokes, "How to report a dangerous dog." Asterisk. Cut to Jake, checking his phone. A notification pops up. Neighborhood Watch Group, new post. He opens it. It's Karen's SAL-length rant about Max, complete with a blurry photo of him, mid-yawn, which admittedly, looks like a demonic roar if you squint. Jake reading aloud, incredulous. This animal exhibits clear signs of aggression, excessive saliva production, and a suspicious lack of formal obedience training. Max, sensing drama, rests his head on Jake's knee and whines. Jake patting him. Don't worry, bud, we'll get you a tiny lawyer. Cut to Karen hitting send on an email to Animal Control. Subject line, urgent wolf hybrid in residential area. She smirks, satisfied. Back in Jake's yard, the camera lingers on Max now blissfully asleep, paws twitching as he dreams of chasing squirrels. The least wolf-like creature imaginable. Music fades. Screen fades to black. Text appears. Next, Animal Control arrives. And the truth comes out. A bright morning. Birds chirp. Jake sips coffee on his porch while Max sprawls belly up in a sunbeam, snoring softly. The picture of serenity. Closing parenthesis, narrator, mock dramatic. Little did they know, Karen had just declared war. Cut to Karen speed down the sidewalk in a wide-brimmed sun hat and oversized sunglasses, like a suburban spy on a covert mission. She clutches a manila folder labeled evidence in red Sharpie. Suddenly Max spots a squirrel. His ears perk. He lets out 2 sharp barks. Boof, boof, before immediately losing interest and flopping back down. Karen freezes, slowly turns. Her face contorts in outrage. Karen, gasping. Did you hear that? That's assault on my ears. Jake blinks, glancing at Max, who is now licking his own paw with the focus of a brain surgeon. Jake. He barked twice. At a squirrel, which is Yano, a dog thing. Karen marches up Jake's driveway, waving her folder like it's a court. Subpoena. Closing parenthesis, Karen hissing. I've documented 27 instances of excessive noise this month. She slams the folder open, revealing a log sheet with times like 3:02 p.m. Dog yawns suspiciously loud. Jake's eyebrows climb his forehead. Jake reading aloud, June 4th. Dog sneezed. Possible biohazard. Max chooses this moment to let out a gigantic sneeze right onto Karen's shoes. Silence. Karen's eye twitches. Cut to a neighbor across the street. Ms. Rodriguez, watering her plants and watching the drama unfold. She slowly pulls out her phone to record. Karen regains her composure, straightening with a smug smile. Karen, enjoy the peace while you can. Animal Control will be here any minute. Jake's eyes widen. Max, sensing tension, whines and hides, behind Jake's legs peeking out with big, guilty eyes. Dramatic music sting. Cut 2. A white Animal Control truck pulling up. A tired-looking officer, Officer Jenkins, steps out, clipboard in hand. Officer Jenkins monotone. Got a call about a vicious wolf hybrid. Cut to Max now rolling in grass, all 4 paws in the air, tongue lolling out. Officer Jenkins stares. Karen clears her throat. Karen pointing. That's him. Look at those unnatural golden fur patterns. Clearly part coyote. Officer Jenkins slowly looks from Max to Karen's Pomeranian, Princess Fluffybutt, who is losing her mind at a butterfly behind the window, yapping like a broken car alarm. Officer Jenkins dry. Ma'am, your dog's been barking nonstop since I got here. Karen's smile falters. Ms. Rodriguez snort laughs from her porch. Jake bites his lip to keep from grinning. Officer Jenkins crouches, offering a hand to Max, who immediately flops onto his back for belly rubs. Tail thumping. Officer Jenkins, deadpan, terrifying. Karen splutters, face flushing crimson. Officer Jenkins stands, flipping his notebook shut. Officer Jenkins, case closed. But ma'am, you might want to work on your noise complaints. He nods to Jake, gets back in his truck, and drives off. Karen stands frozen, her evidence folder hanging limply at her side. Max, sensing victory, trots over and drops his slobbery ball at Karen's feet, the ultimate power move. Cut to Ms. Rodriguez's phone screen. She's already uploaded the whole thing to TikTok with the caption, Karen vs. Golden Retriever, epic fail. Views are climbing fast. Done, done, done. Smash. Cut to black. Text appears. Next, the neighborhood finds out, and Karen's secrets are exposed. Ms. Rodriguez's phone screen. The TikTok video, Karen vs. Golden Retriever, epic fail has 500k views and climbing. Comments flood in. Not the belly rub plot twist and Officer Jenkins for president. Narrator, gleeful. Overnight, Karen became famous. For all the wrong reasons. Cut to Karen's phone, blowing up with notifications. Her horrified face, illuminated by the screen as she watches herself get owned by a golden retriever on loop. Karen whispers screaming, "How is this legal?" Her doorbell rings. She yanks it open to find a news reporter holding a mic camera. Crew in tow. Reporter cheerful. "Karen Wright. We're doing a segment on neighborhood disputes care to comment on your wolf hybrid accusations." Behind the reporter, a group of neighbors has gathered, smirking. Someone's even holding a Team Mac sign. Karen slams the door. Cut to Jake's house where he and Ms. Rodriguez are watching the chaos from his porch, sipping iced tea. Max lounges at their feet like a victorious king. Ms. Rodriguez grinning. "Karma's a bark, huh?" Jake chuckles when suddenly, Princess Fluffybutt starts yapping hysterically from Karen's yard. But this time, it's different. The camera pans to reveal why Karen's Pomeranian is losing her mind at a lawn gnome. Specifically, a gnome dressed like a firefighter that Karen kisses every morning for good luck. Jake's eyes widen. Ms. Rodriguez gasps, quickly zooming in with her phone. Ms. Rodriguez is Karen, romantically involved with a garden gnome. Cut to Karen sprinting into her yard in a panic, trying to block the gnome from view, but it's too late. The camera zooms in on the gnome's cheek, where lipstick marks are clearly visible. The neighborhood erupts in laughter. Karen freezes, then snatches the gnome and bolts inside, Princess Fluffybutt hot on her heels. Cut to Jake's porch. Max lets out a single, satisfied boof. Narrator. And with that, the mighty Karen was dethroned by her own gnome-loving secrets. Smashed to black. Text. Next, Karen's revenge. OR so she thinks. Karen's living room. Curtains drawn. The Team Mac sign from a neighbor's lawn is now taped to her wall like a detective's murder board. Red strings connecting photos of Jake, Max, and Ms. Rodriguez. Princess Fluffybutt chews on a high heel in the corner. Narrator mock noir tone. Karen was down, but not out. And when a Karen gets desperate, things get weird. Close-up of Karen's laptop screen. She's on a neighborhood watch forum, typing furiously, "Illegal dog. Noise pollution. Here's how to fight back." Cut to Jake's backyard where Max is now a local celebrity. Kids pet him through the fence. Neighbors toss him treats, and a Max for Mayor sticker is plastered on a stop sign. Jake reads a text from Ms. Rodriguez. Text, "Karen just bought a decibel meter on Amazon. Girl is committed to this bit." Jake sighs. Max, sensing drama, drops a half-chewed squeaky toy at his feet, his version of emotional support. Jake, "Welp, time to lawyer up, bud." Cut to Karen, now wearing noise-canceling headphones, crouched behind a bush with her decibel meter pointed at Jake's yard like a sniper. Max spots her, tilts his head, and lets out a single, confused boof. The decibel meter spikes above a whisper. Karen's face falls. Then, inspiration strikes. She pulls out her phone, opens a soundboard app, and taps. Aggressive dog barking loop. The noise blares from her phone. Karen smirks, holding the decibel meter closer until Jake yanks the bush aside, revealing her. Karen freezes, fingers still hovering over the soundboard. Awkward silence. Jake flatly, "Are you fake barking at my dog?" Max, ever the peacemaker, trots over and pees on the decibel meter. Karen screeches, snatching her NOS-soaked device. The soundboard glitches, stuck on a loop of bark bark bark, as she frantically smashes her phone against her leg to shut it off. Cut to Ms. Rodriguez's porch where the entire neighborhood has gathered, phones out, recording the spectacle. Someone yells, "Neighbor, Karen, you gonna call animal control on yourself now?" Laughter erupts. Karen's eye twitches. Then DING. Her phone lights up with a notification. "Your order. Ultimate dog silencer as seen on TV. Has shipped done. Done. Smash cut to black. Text. Next, Karen's secret weapon arrives. And backfires spectacularly. A suspicious-looking package arrives on Karen's doorstep. The label reads, "Ultimate Dog Silencer, 99.7% effective." In bold scammy font, Karen tears it open with the intensity of a supervillain unboxing a doomsday device. Narrator sinister. Whisper, Karen had one last hope. And it came with terrible instructions. Cut to Karen squinting at the dog silencer. A bizarre, UFO-shaped gadget covered in warnings like "Do not point at humans" and "Max range. 3 FEET, maybe." Karen muttering, "How hard can it be?" She slaps batteries into it, aims it through her window at Max, who is napping in a sunbeam, and presses the button. Nothing happens. Karen shakes it. Presses it again. Suddenly, the device whirs to life with an ominous blue glow, then starts smoking. Panicked, she flings it out the window directly into her own yard, where Princess Fluffybet is busy attacking a sprinkler. The dog silencer lands with a clunk. A high-pitched screech erupts, not silencing dogs, but enraging them. Every canine within a 3-block radius loses their mind. Cut 2, Max bolting upright. Ears perked, dogs barking in unison like a chaotic choir. Karen's face draining of color. As she realizes what she's done, then boom, the device explodes, in a tiny puff of smoke, sending Princess Fluffybutt yelping into the bushes. The neighborhood dogs fall silent. Max blinks. Cut to Jake's front door swinging open as he steps outside, staring at the charred crater in Karen's lawn. Karen, now covered in soot, slowly turns to meet his gaze. Jake deadpan. So, how's the war on dogs going? Before Karen can respond, Animal Control's truck screeches to a halt. The same officer from before steps out, arms crossed. Officer Jenkins dry. Got a call about a suspicious explosion. Ma'am, are you trying to get arrested? Karen opens her mouth when suddenly, Princess Fluffybutt emerges from the bushes, wearing the broken dog silencer like a hat. The officer's eyebrow arches. Cut to Ms. Rodriguez's phone screen. She's already uploading the footage with the caption, Karen's dog silences, 0 dogs. Explodis 1 lawn. The video hits 1 meter views in seconds. Karen's phone explodes with notifications, including a refund denial email from the dog silencer company. Per our policy, we don't cover user-induced detonations. Dun dun dun. Smash cut, 2 black. Text. Next, the final showdown, and Karen's unexpected redemption. A quiet, rainy evening. Karen sits alone at her kitchen table, staring blankly at her now infamous evidence folder. Princess Fluffybutt side-eyes her from a dog bed piled with shredded dog silencer packaging. Closing parenthesis narrator soft. Almost sympathetic. After weeks of war, Karen had lost. The neighborhood mocked her. The internet memed her. Even her gnome seemed to judge her. Cut to the firefighter gnome now moved to the corner of the yard. Its usual lipstick kiss conspicuously absent. Karen's phone buzzes. A notification. Your Team Max merch order is ready for pickup. She growls and chucks the phone onto the couch where it lands next to a local newspaper with the headline, Local Dog Max voted most likable neighbor in online poll. Suddenly knock knock. Karen yanks open the door, ready to snap. Only to find Jake standing there, holding a 6-pack of beer and a bag of gourmet dog treats. Max peers around his legs, tail wagging cautiously. Jake awkwardly, truce. Karen's rage falters. She glances at Max, who slowly offers her his soggy tennis ball, the ultimate peace treaty. Cut to Karen's porch. Jake hands her a beer. Max sprawls at their feet, gnawing happily on a treat. Awkward silence. Karen muttering, I might have overreacted about the barking. Jake shrugging, and I might have laughed a little too hard when your lawn exploded. Karen's, against her will. Max, sensing progress, drops the ball in her lap. Cut to montage. Karen very reluctantly tossing the ball for Max. Princess, Fluffybutt and Max ignoring each other like civilized creatures. The neighborhood group chat. Wait, is Karen playing fetch with Max? Then ding dong, Ms. Rodriguez arrives, holding a congrats on not being the worst cupcake. Karen groans, but takes the cupcake. Cut to later. Karen sheepishly peeling the no dogs allowed sign off her fence. Max watches, then pees on the post because some traditions must continue. Dun dun dun. Smash cut to black. Text, next, the unlikely, friendship. And a lesson learned. A sunny morning, 6 months later. The neighborhood is peaceful, birds chirping, kids laughing, and a now familiar thump 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 of a tennis ball being chased. Closing parenthesis, narrator warm, reflective. They say, time heals all wounds, but sometimes, it just takes a really patient dog. Cut to Karen's backyard where she's actively playing fetch with Max. Her earlier hostility replaced by reluctant affection. She even fake groans when he slobbers on her shoes. Karen mocking, sternness, ugh, disgusting. You're lucky, you're cute. Max wags his tail harder, taking this as a compliment. Princess Fluffybet watches from the porch, looking vaguely jealous but refusing to admit it. Cut to Jake and Ms. Rodriguez sipping coffee on his porch, watching the scene with amused smiles. Ms. Rodriguez, never thought I'd see the day Karen became a dog person. Jake grinning. Max could charm a grizzly bear. It was only a matter of time. Suddenly, Karen's phone rings. She answers. It's the HOA. Her face tenses briefly, then relaxes as she hears the caller out. Karen, firm but calm. No, I won't be filing a complaint about the Stevens' new puppy. Yes, I'm sure. No, I don't need to lie down. She hangs up. Jake and Ms. Rodriguez exchange impressed glances. Max, sensing a victory, boofs and drops the ball at Karen's feet, banding a replay. Cut to a neighborhood BBQ, later that afternoon. Karen shockingly brings a dog-friendly cake, shaped like a fire hydrant. Max immediately tries to eat it whole. Ms. Rodriguez raises her phone, snapping a photo for the still-active Team Max Facebook group. Caption, Official Karen Redemption Arc. Complete. Karen rolls her eyes, but doesn't protest when someone sticks AI Max sticker on her water bottle. Final montage, Karen secretly buying extra tennis balls just in case. Princess Fluffybutt and Max tolerating each other during a shared nap. The firefighter gnome back in its original spot, now with a tiny Team Max hat glued on. Final shot, Jake, Karen, and the neighbors laughing as Max triumphantly carries off the entire cake. Freeze frame, roll credits. Text on screen, moral of the story. Even the fiercest Karens aren't immune to dog magic. Cut to black. Post-credits scene. Karen alone in her backyard, attempting to teach Princess Fluffybutt to fetch. The Pomeranian stares at the ball, then at Karen, then walks away. Karen sighs, closing parenthesis, Karen muttering, I miss Max.